All right, we're live. We're going filming. Bill. Hey guys, what's up? And welcome to my kitchen. So Alexa and I are here today to kind of run through, well, you guys tell them what we're doing.
Oh, we're gonna make 3 recipes in 30 minutes.
People always say that they don't have time and it stresses them out when they go to meal prep. So Alexa has come up with some really great recipes and kind of list of things to do with a grocery store list. These are the kind of recipes that you guys will see in the meal plans that we offer on my website. And we always want to show you guys what you guys are going to get yourself into before you actually make the purchase. So, let's go ahead and get into it and tell these guys what we're going to cook today.
We're gonna start off with homemade muesli.
Ooh, yeah.
So, all these recipes are gonna make multiple servings, so we're gonna show you how easy it is to meal prep in a short amount of time. You really don't need to spend hours in the kitchen doing this, so.
Sweet.
Alright.
Well, you tell me what to do and I'll be your sous chef.
Alright, let me pull up my little, it's on my phone, so.
So can you show these guys what that page looks like if you hold that up to the screen?
Yep.
And I'll
The
let you know if
recipe
I can
page.
see it.
It's a little bit small, but is that good? Or
Here, I'll
okay.
bring it real close. Boom.
So it has the nutrition facts on it, and also when you get a collective meal plan, it'll have a grocery list that is associated with all the recipes.
Sweet.
So I have itemized food items, so it'll say like 2 bananas, 1 apple, whatever.
And this is key. If you're anything like me, I always overbuy when I go to the grocery store because I'm usually hungry, which is not good.
Yes. And, well, I guess I should say that later about the smoothie.
Yeah, I was going to say that. You want to
Okay.
tie that in now? Or
Okay.
will it not make sense? You guys, let them know. Get them
Alright,
excited.
so one of the recipes is a smoothie. So in the case where you're gonna meal prep and you're hungry, you can always make a quick smoothie, but double the batch so that you can make 2 servings. So you stick one in the fridge for tomorrow, and you stick the other one while you're cooking the rest of your food, so you're not tempted to eat while you're making your recipes.
Absolutely. Now, the 3 recipes that we're going to cook today are going to be kind of like a breakfast, lunch, and a snack, right? Which are the key things that I think people need to stay on track. Dinner, most of the time we can get home and cook for ourselves, and that's the one time that I really honor and kind of appreciate my dinner time, to sit at the table and have it, be able to cook my homemade meal. And then during the day is usually where we kind of get off and we kind of fall off the wagon and start making bad nutritional choices. So let's get into it. Let's do this.
Okay. Alright, so we're going to start off with oats. Oh shoot, I forgot to ask you for measuring cups. You do measuring cups.
I got you.
It's the one thing. I'm like, always something.
What do
You're
I
not in
need?
your own kitchen. Do you have a cup?
I
A
got,
full cup?
I do, I believe that is going to be right. Actually, I think that's 2 half cups that we'll have.
I can use it. Yeah.
Oh, yes, it is. Sweet.
Okay, cool. Alright, so we need 2 cups of oats. You want to pour it?
Okay.
We'll use the white bowl.
Alrighty.
2 cups of oats.
And how many servings is this recipe going to make for today?
This is going to come out to 8 servings total, but it kind of depends on how you want to treat this meal, whether you want to treat it as a snack or you want to treat it as like a full breakfast. So you can always double the serving size so it comes out to 4 servings. And what you're going to do with the muesli recipe is you're going to add your favorite nut milk or some Greek yogurt for some probiotics, some kefir, things like that. Protein powder if you want to.
Sweet. And if that's obviously not enough for you, then you could double up. Or if it's too much, you go divide the recipe. This is half right here.
1 cup. Yeah.
And what are these?
Those are brown rice cups cereal.
Ooh.
Yeah. They're really
Nice.
good. They're just
Okay.
plain, no sugar or anything in it. And then the next ingredient is a type of nut, so you can use walnuts. I have some sliced almonds here. You can use pecans. You can use cashews. Whatever nut of choice you like. Besides, I would say steer away from peanuts just because they're so small, and I just think in this type of recipe, other nuts would work better.
Awesome.
1 cup of those.
1 cup of these? Sweet. So we had 2 cups of oats, 1 cup of brown rice crisp, 1 cup of shaved almonds.
And just like a little side note about nuts and seeds, we're going to use pumpkin seeds next. I keep mine in the fridge because it just kind of helps them last a little longer. Because nuts can go rancid in your cabinet, and it's better to just, like, if you're going to have a bag of nuts for a few months, you better be safe than sorry, right?
That's
because
true.
nuts are expensive.
That is true. They are so expensive.
1/4 cup of pumpkin seeds.
1/4 cup. Awesome. And just to give you guys a quick show of what we're doing here, we're literally plopping everything inside of the bag. Awesome.
And then we've got a 1/2 cup of raisins.
1/2 cup of raisins. I love me some raisins. It has a nice little sweet texture in there, right?
And especially, you could do a little more. The no sugar added ones are the best. And also goji berries. I like goji berries. And
me too. I like chewing on them.
Anything with like the chewiness, yeah.
Sweet.
And also, just a little side note about all these jars. I didn't have to buy any of these. I actually they come from when I bought something at the grocery store, like this jar is a nut butter, and I just reuse it. So after it's empty, I literally just clean it out and reuse it.
This is weird, but it's a great, my mother-in-law taught me this little hack. Same thing with candles. Empty candles have got beautiful jars. If you freeze it, then you can just put a knife behind it and the whole thing comes out, put it in the dishwasher, and it's just like that. It's great.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that's the last ingredient. Yep. Oh, cinnamon. We got cinnamon.
Awesome.
We just need a teaspoon. So
teaspoon?
We could probably. Thanks, girl. Or we could just use this.
What about literally one of these? Is that okay?
Yeah, when it's stuff like that, like when it says a teaspoon or a tablespoon like of a spice, I like to guesstimate because
use your best judgment kind of thing.
Yeah, because really like the spices gives it like some good flavor, so I don't think like using a little bit more than it says is going to make a huge difference. Awesome. I think that's probably about a teaspoon. So.
Sweet.
All right, now we're going to mix it all up.
Oh yeah. So clean. It smells really good already. That smell of cinnamon is super good.
So that's literally all you do.
Wow.
And then you store it in a glass container. Or if you want to get it ready for like breakfast the next day, add your protein powder, your almond milk or nut milk, whatever milk that you like to use to kind of soak it up. Or you can add that in the morning. You can add the night before and let it sit overnight, like an overnight oat type thing.
It gets all like mushy. It's so good. And then it gets super sweet because I feel like the raisins just start to like speak.
Yeah.
You know, and they start to open up.
But at the same time, like the little brown rice puffs, they will soak it up. So if you don't like the mushy texture and you want it to be more firm, then just wait till the next morning to add your liquid.
Sweet. So now we literally divide that into mason jars, put it in the fridge and call it a day?
Yep.
Sweet. So how do you want to do that? You just pour it?
Oh, do you have a big spoon?
Yeah.
It's like you don't think of the thing you need until you go to do it,
right? Is something like that okay?
Probably.
I don't know if
as long as the little things don't fall through. Yeah, it should be fine.
Sweet.
So again, this makes 8 servings, but so you can literally divide it into 4 jars if you want. I'm gonna see if it fits in 2. It might not, just for lack of jars. I don't know. That probably fit into 2, huh? 2 of these.
Probably not. Maybe another one, but I have extra jars. You can make them all.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's okay. I'll just
Ooh,
I'll put it in the other jars too.
Nice. That's one. So, although this may be like, oh, don't need to prep that. I could do that in 5 seconds. Well, we don't, right? So, preparation is key, and there's nothing else that stresses me out more than leaving the house unprepared for my meals for the day. Megan and I have got very consistent with our lunch. We kind of don't mind eating the same thing every day. The days that I'm not ready, all day I'm like, man, I'm tired because I haven't eaten, or I'm hungry, so I'm getting grumpy. It just puts off my whole day with how much is going on throughout the day. I got to stay fueled, not only for my workouts, but just for the length of the days nowadays. You know, it's definitely a difference that I feel in my energy if I've eaten good or if I've eaten bad. And when I eat bad, usually I wake up the next day feeling extremely sluggish. You want one of these? Or, oh yeah, look at that.
All the cinnamon's on the bottom.
Perfect. I'll take this one strong. Just like I like my nan.
I could put it in another one.
Look at that, I'm making such a mess.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
The other thing too is like, if you buy muesli in the store, like look at the ingredients, because usually it'll have something added in there to it to make it sweeter, or you know, this and you know exactly what you added. You didn't, there's no preservative, there's no junk.
So oats. You can get oats from the store. The oats that you buy in the little sachets that are like apple cinnamon flavor or something like that are loaded with sugar. So that is not the same as what we're doing now. If you want to kind of get that taste, make it yourself, and then you know exactly what's going inside of your food, what you're eating. Sweet. So we've got, what's that, 4 of them? Sweet.
Well, I put it in 3. Yep.
So that's 3. That's 1 done. What do we got next?
So the next recipe we're gonna do is we'll do the smoothie last. So we'll do the tuna chickpea salad. And so tuna chickpea salad is what we're gonna make. And I actually bought, instead of chickpeas, because the store that I went to did not have the brand, they only had one kind of chickpea. They didn't have the brand that I really normally would get. And it had some added stuff in it that I don't really trust. So instead, I substituted for cannellini beans. And this is like a super clean brand, Jovial. You heard of Jovial?
I have not, but that's cool.
So this brand, they soak them overnight, which is like kind of like sprouting a little bit. That's like the initial stage. And then they pressure cook it, which I don't know if you've ever heard of the whole lectin thing, but pressure cooking supposedly kind of removes a lot of the lectins from the beans. Yeah.
Interesting.
Like that's why they say it's better to pressure cook rice too.
Same.
And lectins are the plant's defense mechanism. So
that we don't want.
Right. But
maybe a little bit.
That's another rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Just
we can go there.
These are pressure cooked.
Cool.
Right, exactly. So this is gonna be, we're gonna add one full one of these. So do you want to?
Should I strain it for you?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Perfect. And then we see how much.
So is there a big difference between the sunflower bean and the chickpeas? Same kind of consistency?
I would say yeah.
Do I rinse these or just?
You give them a little rinse.
Okay.
Even though it's just soaked in water and sea salt, like you could just, like a light rinse would be fine.
Alright, cool.
So we need 2 cups. So there is 1.5 cups in each jar. So we're just gonna do another
third of a jar.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Do you like that math, guys? That was fast.
That was good.
So where's this one going? Should we just dump it right here? Sorry.
You're good.
Okay, so I will just put a third of that extra jar in here. What do you think? This one?
Perfect. Yep, that one too. Yep,
cool.
Thank you. And then we're gonna do a can of tuna.
Love some tuna.
Again, look at the brand that you're buying with your tuna. So this brand is called Blue Harbor. And basically it says 100% line caught. It's certified through the MSC for sustainable fishing. The brand does matter when it comes to stuff like this, especially tuna, because tuna is really high in mercury. So.
All right, I've got this third right here. Rinsed.
Perfect. Thank you.
Cool.
And this has a little bit of water. I'm just going to strain out the water.
Now, do you like to get your tuna in water or in broil? Whatever it's called.
Oil, like olive oil?
Yeah.
Or I usually get it in water.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I mix my own olive oil.
Nice.
Yeah.
The fat content in tuna is already pretty high.
It's mainly high in protein. Tuna's not super high in fat.
Okay. Salmon is more fatty than tuna, right?
Yeah.
So this is actually, I asked that because everyone always asks me what a great post-workout meal would be. I think that this would be a great post-workout meal.
Yes.
To fuel the work that you just put in. Low in fat, high in protein, and very nutritious, and carbs,
You get your carbs from the beans, so that's
Sweet.
Perfect. You want your carbs in your protein after.
Shall I use this guy or you want a fork? Or what's your kind of, how does it work here? How do you do it?
So we're gonna mix in, you can use that if you want. But we got some other stuff to mix in, so like lemon juice and stuff, so I would say maybe a small spoon to kind of like
chop it all up.
Yeah. We're gonna do parsley, green onion, some lemon juice, sea salt. Oh, that's another thing I need to grab from you is sea salt.
I got some I'm a little obsessed with salts. I think that's from being married to a Brazilian. And so we have an array of collections from Iceland salt, volcanic salt, to seasoned salt, but I'm guessing you just want Himalayan salt.
Yeah,
we got that too. So.
But honestly, like, make it what you want it. If you want to spice up the recipe a little bit and you want to try like some different kind of salts, the spices really are what give the recipe flavor, so that you don't have to add a bunch of other, flavorings or like sauces.
Yeah. I love flavor in my food, and I really love to season stuff and feel like I'm pretty decent at it. And it's so surprising how everyone always thinks I have like sauce or something on the food. It's not. Dry seasoning is a great way to get some good taste and really healthy food if it's bland as well. It's a great way to make it happen.
Especially because a lot of the sauces will have a ton of sugar or a ton of sodium.
Yeah. And then the ones that are trying to not have a ton of sodium or trying to not have a ton of sugar just have a ton of chemicals.
Exactly. I was literally just about to say that. Like the sugar-free versions of stuff is really not sugar-free.
Right. It's just as it is. Megan and I were literally just talking about this. Like, how can you claim to be like a drink that claims to be keto because it has 0 grams of sugar, but it has a shit ton of other stuff that tastes like sugar,
like
but it isn't exactly. So it's like, how can you claim to be keto because you're not keto? It's an interesting fact. So check your ingredients.
To me, it's like real keto is like the food that you eat.
Yes.
You know, all these other fancy things are it's just marketing.
Yeah, and it's fashionable, right?
Yeah. Trendy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so we got some spring onions. Nice. So you're gonna love what I have going on. I've got all kinds of seeds to start planting.
Oh.
So we're gonna be making recipes from homegrown veggies soon.
Ooh.
Very soon.
Really? Okay. Sounds good to me. Homegrown veggies here?
Yeah. I got a whole patch in the front yard and I bought a bunch of organic seeds.
Oh, nice.
Guys, get excited. Got tomatoes, mixed greens, watermelons, radishes. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. We're gonna make it happen.
The summertime is perfect for veggies and fruit. Yes. They're nice and light. Your body is heated, it's hot, so you want things that are very full of water to hydrate you and
my parents, my mom's like, man, how did you grow your tomatoes so well? Because I've been growing veggies for a while. I'm like, you know what? At the beginning, it was an obsession. It gave me a break in the day to come home and do something for me, which was to garden and water my vegetables. I think I'm going through a midlife crisis. But my tomatoes, I just
goals for me.
I was like, you know what? No, trust me, I had to put it in a reminder to set my alarm to come home and do that, take a break from the day. But what had happened was, I was like, you know what? I went away for 2 weeks and everything kind of died out a little bit. You really got to take care of your plants. And so because they had died out, I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to let it be. When I have some time, I'm going to clear it up and I'm going to start again. But rather than putting my veggies in pots, I'm going to plant them in the floor because in Florida it's great weather to grow veggies and herbs. So I did that, thinking that everything was going to die out. Well, these tomatoes took on a whole new life and they started growing so much. I didn't water them, but the rain here held it down for me. And I had so many great cherry tomatoes, and my parents really struggling to grow theirs, so when in doubt, just
you must have had some good soil.
Yeah, that's true. I did have some good soil.
So
a grater?
This. Yeah,
oh,
perfect.
I don't know if I have a zester.
Or a grater.
I do have a grater.
I've used a grater before. Perfect.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay. I don't think I own a zester either, to be honest.
I'm gonna buy a gift then.
Efficiency.
My dad has this great little gadget. You know what Alan's like. I feel like he has a little bit of everything. But it's great. It really is. And this is so fun.
Let me tell you, you might think, I used to think zesting was unnecessary. I used to be like, that's a crock of crap. What? Honestly, what is that going to do with that little bit?
Right, but it makes a big difference.
Oh my gosh, it gives it such flavor. And even recipes that are zest a little bit of orange, so you literally do that and you put that in it, and it's amazing the orange flavor that it gives it.
Ooh, girl. I love flavor. Lime, in my salad dressing, I will never buy salad dressing. I use olive oil, balsamic vinegar, and lemon and lime juice. Salt and pepper, call it a day. And if you put avocado in there as well before you shake it up, it almost turns into a creamy dressing without having to have the creamy dressing, you know? So it's good stuff. That looks so good. This would be such a great thing to house after a workout.
Yes.
Easy, fresh, light, clean. That'll be so good.
So we're doing that and the juice of the lemon.
Cool.
So
do you need
zest
that?
it and juice
Yeah,
it.
you want to?
Yes, actually, so the seeds don't get in there.
So it's funny, one of my girlfriends, I'm learning this more and more, which ladies out there, a lot of my friends don't know how to cook. And men, you know, and I feel like it's an essential skill that we need in life. No matter what. So if you don't cook, get your ass in that kitchen and follow along, because it is so fun, it's so easy once you understand the basics of cooking, and you either have that palate or that creativity to know what flavors will go together or not. And if you're a person that's not, follow a really great recipe.
It really is a lot of fun. And I know some people's schedules are so hectic and crazy that they're I don't have time to cook. But literally just this simple thing that we're doing right now, which is so what, it's supposed to take us a half hour, right?
I know, let's see how long. I'm trying here,
I'm
let's
curious to see how long it actually takes.
It's been 19 minutes.
Okay,
I think we're going to do this.
I think we're good.
30 minutes.
We just need sea salt, or whatever kind of special salt you want to add.
Okay, so.
And I need a little olive oil too.
This one is Himalayan salt with a little chili and Cajun spice.
That sounds good. Sorry, I forgot about this guy.
No worries. What have we got there?
Quarter cup of olive oil.
Ooh, I'm actually going to bring the camera and show these guys what that looks like. It looks so good.
It smells incredible.
Oh yeah. Whoops. Check that out. Here you go, Lex.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Awesome. Now, when people say you shouldn't put salt in your food, what do you want to say to them?
Oh. Well, the type of salt that you're putting in there matters, definitely. And then also, it kind of depends on your health. Like, do you have high blood pressure? If you have high blood pressure, you probably shouldn't be using a ton of salt. But if you're cooking at home and you're usually using fresh ingredients, all the ingredients that we used before I put the salt in doesn't have salt, like a ton of salt in it. The beans might have a little bit, but so that little bit that we're adding is just like, it's not a ton extra. So I would say just like based on your health.
You know, someone asked me once, like, how do you know if you like retain sodium or if you like kind of sweat it out? And there was a test, like, wear a black hat or a black shirt and run, like it's from a runner's, or literally like lick your skin. Like, this is gross. I'm not that salty when I sweat, but I sweat a lot.
Yeah, you do.
A lot.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy a lot. But I never get cramp. I don't have to like increase my sodium levels. I just don't really avoid salt. But I don't go over the top either, so it's kind of like a good balance.
And honestly, like, if you're not sure, get a blood test. Like, I just got a full panel blood test. It's gonna test my potassium, my sodium, because maybe there's a balance off in your body and what your body's doing that's causing something like the salt to be too high or too low, or you know.
And do you, is that using that DNA kit that you?
I actually, this one I went and got my blood taken. Yeah.
Okay.
It took like
and you can do that with your general practitioner kind of doctor, or?
You can, or here in Florida we have Life Extension.
Yeah.
Which is really cool because.
Which is a hormonal clinic, right? Is that or?
No, they're just like a nutrition clinic.
Okay.
And they do blood tests for all different kinds of panels. They can test your neurotransmitters. They can test your hormones, all your regular vitamin, mineral, anything.
And that became a very fashionable thing here in Florida. There's a lot of hormonal clinics, and I think a lot of people think that it's for elderly people. They actually can do your blood work too, and it's pretty simple to do. I don't have any recommended companies, but look at that, I'm such a child. ADD, I'm like snapping elastic bands onto apples. Fucking focus, Hannah. Alright, but anyway, you can do that. It's important to know what's going on in the inside of your body.
Alright, I'm gonna.
You want another spoon?
This is it, so.
Well, this one.
A little better, I guess, right?
Here, I'll swap with you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that looks so fresh. And now, how long would you keep this for in your fridge before you?
It would be good for like 3 to 4 days.
Okay, cool.
So you could definitely stretch it. Like if you put it in your fridge right away, you could definitely stretch it to that 4th day.
I prep my meals like Sunday for Monday through Wednesday, and then Wednesday night for Thursday, Friday.
Perfect. Yeah.
And like I said, I usually eat breakfast at home, or the first thing I do when I get to the office is I have my breakfast very easily accessible, and everyone always asks me what I eat. So I will either eat something like we just made today, which is muesli. This reminds me of home because we used to eat something called Alpen growing up.
Yeah, you're eating that.
Yeah, it was. It really reminds me of home. So I love this kind of thing. I put my protein inside, and I will either add unsweetened vanilla almond milk or just water, and then leave that in the fridge. And I love to eat that kind of thing. So I'll do that at my office every morning, and then. It is key that you have your mid-morning snack, your lunch, your afternoon snack ready to go, because when you kind of pass that point of not eating and your window is too big, then you kind of are messing with your body's flow of what it's doing. Remember, it needs to work on digesting your food for fuel, so make sure that you guys are not under-eating, which happens when we're not prepared.
Yes, and also when you're not prepared, you're grabbing for whatever's convenient, and most of the time that's not what's healthy.
Absolutely.
So that's not what's going to fuel you
That's
properly.
so true.
Here's the other one.
Thank you.
Did you want to try it?
I do.
It's going to be good.
Do you mind?
I'm curious too.
Do you want me to feed you? Oh, that's so good.
Good.
It reminds me of summer.
Really refreshing.
Yeah. High in protein, clean. Oh, this is delicious.
Yum.
Wow. And a little cold in the fridge. Delicious. Okay.
So last recipe is a smoothie.
Alright. Let me get all this stuff out of the way for you, chef. I like being a sous chef. This is fun. I could do this more often. I love cooking by myself. I throw some jams on.
That's true, yeah.
I get a glass of wine.
So
I'm gonna make it happen.
And obviously, like, because two of us are cooking and we're talking, we're like pausing to talk, this is gonna take us probably a little bit longer than 30 minutes. But if you were doing this by yourself, listening
I think
to
that we're gonna
music,
be done in 30 minutes.
30?
Yeah.
Where are we at?
We're at well, maybe not. 25 is what we got on the clock.
Okay, so we're just making the smoothies and that's it.
Let's see what we can do. You ready?
You could probably do these in less than 30 minutes if you're by yourself. This
What
is
is
frozen
that?
banana,
Look
and
at
it
you.
kind of started to default.
This is a great
So it got
idea.
a little mushy.
So I do this all the time. I always buy bananas and then I'll go away or I'll forget that I have them and they're turning brown. I'm like, I cannot put that in the trash. And they turn
Yeah.
so quickly, especially in Florida. Slice them up when they start to turn.
And I use, so this is called a stasher bag. Feel it, it's like a silicone reusable
Ooh.
bag. And I love to use these to freeze because they're freezer safe.
Sweet.
I just feel better about freezing it in this rather than like a plastic Ziploc baggie.
Right, and get stuck to it and who knows.
So we're doing almond milk.
Here, should we bring this over and then
Yeah, perfect.
put it over there? Cool.
These bananas are mushy.
Is this
they work.
unsweetened?
Yep, unsweetened almond milk.
Sweet. Now, what do you think about the vanilla? Are you cool with that, or would you prefer us to add our own vanilla essence?
No, I think vanilla is fine, just as long as there's not a ton of added sugar.
Cool.
You know, you could do the unsweetened vanilla.
How many bananas did you add?
That was about one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then we're gonna do an apple, and I just need to slice this up. I just
Sweet. Let me grab you another chopping board. Let's get it. And a knife for you.
and
Want me to cut this up for you?
yes, please.
How do you want it cut?
It's already washed. So just cut the core out, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can just dice it into however you want.
Oh, we got tools.
Oh, do you have a? I need to get me one of them. I used to have one and it broke.
This is so
And I
great.
didn't rebuy it, but that is like my favorite thing ever.
It really does. And you know what? I would highly advise getting it if you guys have the energy to spend your time and money on this, which is a pineapple corer. They change your life.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. That was so easy.
I need to get one of those too.
And little chunks, you're saying?
That's fine like that. Well, or like in half, whatever's.
Cool.
I mean, these blenders are powerful, so I feel like it'll be fine. So we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of oats, just to make it a little heartier.
Nice.
The apple.
Nice and filling.
And then a tablespoon of almond butter, and then some cinnamon again.
Sweet.
So that is actually pecan butter. I just bought that today.
Nice.
I like trying different nut butters. Like I never usually just stick to the same one. So
If I do this,
see how
will it
it
get?
It might mix up a little bit. We might have to like take the spoon and go to the bottom.
So the brand, what's it called? Nutso.
Not so, yeah.
Nutso, when they have it upside down so the oil all goes to the bottom of the jar rather than the top. So smart.
The only thing about that I will say though is like that's a pain sometimes is when you go to open the you turn it back over and you open the lid and there's like all this nut butter that's just like hanging off the lid.
That's
and,
true.
like,
And then you gotta go like this.
Yeah,
And
you
then, yeah.
can like scrape it out. Yeah, that's the only thing. But that's
That
just
was nice.
if I'm being picky. So yeah, that looks
Ooh,
good. So,
pecan butter. I've never had that before.
and some ice.
Ice. What are you thinking? Just a little handful?
Yeah, just like 4 or 5 ice cubes or so. You wanna lick the spoon?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna lick
Thanks.
my finger.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good. That's rich, right?
Very.
It tastes very sweet. It's good.
I like it, and literally it's just
Nuts.
pecans and nuts, roasted pecans and sea salt. Sea salt. That's it.
Wow. That's good. That's really good.
This is one of my favorite brands of nut butter is Georgia Grinders.
Why not?
They have this really good maple almond butter. I literally could eat the entire jar.
And maybe what I'll do is I'll put all the ingredients and the brands that we use in the description of this video and I'll tag them so you guys can go check it out.
Definitely, yes. I think we got everything. Protein powder, that's the only thing.
Awesome.
And I didn't bring any with me, so
Let me see what I got here.
I figured you would have some. You wanna use
So
that?
we have a beautiful sample. What flavor would you like? Is vanilla okay?
Yeah, I think vanilla would be perfect.
It's
And
vegan as well.
perfect.
And it's just
From
a little
the-
tester.
Okay, cool.
Little test sample. Some vegan vanilla protein. And if you smell it, do you mind?
I didn't mean to get that close. Yeah, it smells.
One,
It smells fine.
one
Yeah.
scoop.
1 or let's see, it says 2 tablespoons. So yeah, that's about 1 scoop.
Sweet.
That's what the official. So this is actually gonna make like a one hearty smoothie, but you could definitely, like the smoothie's about 360 calories, but you could definitely double the recipe and make 2.
Sweet, I'd triple that and make that for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
It'd probably be good for 2 days after, so.
Sweet.
If you put it in like a mason jar and close it tight.
And then put it in the fridge, right? That's it?
That's it.
Do you want to do your thing?
Okay.
This is where the magic happens, people. And for the longest time, I couldn't find the cat, which would not have been good.
We were about to have like a science experiment.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to be so good.
I am going to turn it up a little higher.
Let's do it!
It looks like a chocolate milkshake.
It does look like a chocolate milkshake. That pecan butter was really, really good. I think it's going to add some more flavor.
Yeah. I know, I'm curious to see how this is.
So great. So great.
It's actually, I probably added a little too much almond milk, that's why it's more liquidy instead of thick.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, so it's gonna be more like a, yeah, it's like a chocolate milk consistency.
Nice. That smells amazing.
But yeah, obviously if you want it to be thicker smoothie, add less liquid. There's some smoothies that depending on the ingredients actually like it more liquidy.
Me too. When it's too thick, sometimes it's not easy to get down.
Yeah.
This looks really good. I wish you guys could smell it. And try it.
Oh.
Cheers. Banana. That is so good.
It's actually called apple pie
good.
smoothie. Does it taste like apple pie?
Yeah.
A little bit?
Yeah. And remember that sachet of like apple cinnamon oats? That kind of tastes like it. And it's got no sugar. Well, my friends, that is 3 recipes in under 30 minutes, and we were lollygagging the whole time. And you guys can double or triple up those recipes, which will take the same amount of time, and you will be prepared for 3 days. So don't say that you don't have time. Put aside the 30 minutes to prep your meals while you're watching your show, or don't watch your show and do this instead.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Alexa, thank you so much for coming to the kitchen and making shit happen today.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon.
Bye guys.
32 minutes and 24 seconds.